let's jump over here to talking about a very significant, very big development that happened in Hollywood today. That's not like completely relegated to the idea of movie news, but this is big for streaming and big for what Netflix wants to do. They have officially now joined the MPAA, and this is a significant move. This is a significant move for business, and I'm hoping for fans, because the MPAA, which is the lobbying arm of the film industry, that holds all the cards in regards to rating, has never really been an issue for Netflix. Netflix doesn't deal with the MPAA. They don't submit their films to the MPAA. They don't care. Why would they? They're streaming. They're not going to theaters. But Netflix wants that Oscar gold. Netflix wants to find themselves in a position where they can seek out fame and fortune through film festivals the world over. Remember what happened in Cannes, right? They go to Cannes, and Cannes says, oh yeah, no, you want your movie to be playing here. That is okay, but you got to premiere it first 2 weeks in French cinemas, and then you can put it here in Cannes. It's a weird accent. It's a mixture of many different things, but that's a lot of what it is. That's what they wanted, and Netflix was like, we're kind of a streaming service, so that's kind of a weird thing. But look at Bird Box. Bird Box dropped a couple weeks ago. 80 million people watched it, according to Netflix. They watched it streaming, but it was also in theaters. Roma, which I think is up for Best Picture. I don't even care. No one I know who has seen it has liked it or said anything good about it, but is one that's also up for many, many, many awards. And it's also premiered in theaters in order to get around the pesky restrictions put on it by the Academy. And a big part of that is also the MPAA with the rating of these films to get them into these theaters. It's one of those things. It's one of those things where joining the MPAA is a good idea. Now, it says here that Netflix, it's official, is now a member of the MPAA. The Washington, D.C. based organization just dropped this following release. The Motion Picture Association of America has added Netflix as a new member of the Global Trade Association that advocates on behalf of the film and television industry. Yeah, advocates my ass. They're just a restrictive company that takes a lot of money from these studios and restricts the smaller independent filmmaker and wants to homogenize everything. And I hate the MPAA. I really do. I'm not mad at Netflix for joining, but I'm hoping they're kind of like a virus, like herpes, the gift that keeps on giving. And they sneak in there in the middle of the night and they just shake every single, they take it over is what I want. And then they destroy it because it needs to happen. But at the same time, we're going to talk about why that's not going to happen and why they ultimately joined. Now, it says on behalf of the MPAA and its member companies, I'm delighted to welcome Netflix as a partner, says MPAA Chairman and CEO Charles Rivkin. All of our members are committed to pushing the film and television industry forward in both how we tell stories and how we reach audiences. Adding Netflix will allow us to look even more, or to more effectively advocate for the global community of creative storytellers, and I look forward to seeing what we can all achieve together. Here's the thing. When is the MPAA? I mean, this is an honest question, legitimate. For those of you guys who are watching this right now, when has the MPAA ever done anything good? I mean, legitimately. When's the last time you looked at the MPAA and went, good job, Motion Picture Association of America? You're doing grand work. You should pat yourself on the back and pay for that high-priced hooker at the Roosevelt Hotel. You never say that. You never have to say that because there's never a reason to. The MPAA is never held in high regard. Ever. So they're a lobbying arm. There's a lot of money involved. They can kind of control things, but they're also co-owned by all the studios. So the studios keep themselves in control. It's a weird arbitrary rate. It's so stupid. We are beyond the age now of needing the MPAA in terms of ratings. We are. You know it. I know it. They know it. But it's the power and the money that they want. Now, it says here that Netflix joins the leading producers of film and television content that make up the MPAA, including Disney, Paramount, Sony, Fox, Universal, and Warner Brothers. The MPAA advances the business and art of storytelling and protects our members' content across all screens, defends the creative and artistic freedoms of storytellers, and supports innovative distribution models that bring an ever-expanding array of viewing choices to audiences worldwide. Joining the Motion Picture Association further exemplifies our commitment to ensuring the vibrancy of these creative industries and the many talented people who work with them all over the world, says Ted Sarandos, Netflix Chief Content Officer. We look forward to supporting the association team and their important efforts. Again, this is all a business reason for Netflix. And the main reason here, and the article goes on to talk about this, it says here, another key area is to where the MPAA could help Netflix is China. And we know that Netflix very much wants to get itself into the eastern side of the world, and they're going to need all the help they can get to get past those pesky censors and get into those marketplaces, because there's a lot of money to be made there. The MPAA has long lobbied for expanding the quota of Hollywood films in the Middle Kingdom, now numbered at 34 films a year. Okay, I was wrong. I keep saying 16 films a year. It's 34 a year now. See, Hollywood is slowly but surely creeping itself into the Middle Kingdom. Breaking into China's streaming landscape has been an impossible task for Netflix, as the country has a rigid set of restrictions that place a 30% quota on streaming platforms for imported content. Getting TV series or streaming movies kicked out of China is another headache for Netflix given the restrictions. Netflix had a licensing agreement with iQIYI, a video streaming subsidy of the Chinese internet giant Baidu, saying here that China is tough for a Western media company to operate in, and we've not been very active in that market at all, with the exception of licensing some of our shows to the market. And that's going to be our strategy for a little while. Netflix chief content on our, as Ted Sarandos said. Now think about that for a second, right? Their job is to get into China. They want to get into China. They want to be sure to really kind of market to that particular world. And I get it. I mean, on Friday, they're releasing a movie called Kingdom, and it's all about ancient China and zombies. And it looks awesome. It looks cool as hell, and I can't wait to see it. But that is something that they're going to be working on. That's something that they want to do. They very much want to sit there and take over China and India, and they want to expand into those marketplaces. That's the reason. So joining up with the MPAA, effectively, in my opinion, kind of selling your soul to the devil a little bit, because it really does feel like it. It really does feel like it. They want to be respected as one of the big boys, one of the big players. This is one of the last hurdles. When they come out and they win Best Picture for a movie, that's going to elevate them to the table. They're going to get a seat at the table. And that's going to be where Hollywood's going to look to Netflix like, ooh, well, we kind of need you. So let's get you in on let's help you out so then you help us out. It's all money. Netflix has access to the money, $15 billion in content this year, 2019, $15 billion. That's up from $8 billion last year. So yeah, it's all about money. And it sucks because as much as Netflix allows for the most creative stuff to happen, as much as it does allow for those type of experimental projects and those type of films to find an audience, it does kind of feel like some of that innocence is now gone away. And I'm not going to lie, I'm not necessarily a huge fan of that. Hey, thank you so much for getting to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. If you guys want to get more up-to-date movie news and information, as well as breakdowns of trailers and other types of stuff, be sure to watch the other videos, click subscribe, and check back daily for more content from me. Again, my name is Matt Jarbo. This has been $3 Theater. Have yourself a great day, guys, and peace out.